vehicle, volunteering your time, or by monetary donation. God's Garage is located at 2106 East Davis, Conroe. If you'd like to learn more about God's Garage, visit our website at godsgarage.org. Or you can contact us, and we would be glad to come and make a presentation to your group.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on the irlonestar.com.
Thank you so much, Dwayne Ham, for introducing that for Lone Star Community Radio. Mornings of the Lone Star. We are live on irlonestar.com, Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. And then, of course, right now on our Mornings of the Lone Star Facebook and YouTube, I want to wave to everybody. Feel free to comment and let us know how the connection is, because this is our second live stream here on our Facebook and YouTube. And I got a special guest coming in. Actually, he's already right here. We got Keith Amador from Southern Star Brewing in the studio. What's going on, Keith?
How's it going, man? I appreciate you reaching out, man, and having me come out again. We the last time we did, we were down at the road there.
Old studio, yeah, man.
It was a tight fit, man. But this is cool.
This is a dream right here. And we just got this desk, so I've been rewiring everything. And you know, when you're wiring over like 100 things, you're like, I know I missed one.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's extra parts, just like when you put something together, there's extra parts left over.
So I hope they hear you.
Yeah,
I hope they hear us.
Oh, I hope so too. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, that's the next thing we're gonna get. We have headphone stuff underneath, but we haven't installed it yet.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
It's a lot of stuff. But the reason I reached out to you guys have your 15th anniversary coming up, which is insane to me.
Yeah, man, I'm really. It's cool that we've been around that long, and we're right behind the grandfather, which is St. Arnold's. They've been around, I think it's like 25 plus years, and we're right behind them with 15 coming up March 18th. Man, it's gonna be a good time.
It's like a celebration.
Yes, celebration party. We'd like to call it our 15th, and since we're very, Tex-Mex, we're very into our Texas heritage here. We respect, and it's gonna be a quinceañera kind of vibe. So it's gonna be a good time party. You know, just have a good time, get loose, and
free for everybody.
Free for everybody to come out. Yeah, we're bringing back. Bringing back one of our classics, the Hecho en Conroe, our Mexican-style lager. That's going to be good. And we're going to salt the rims. We're going to do all that good stuff and put the tahini and all that good stuff on the rim. And it's going to be a good time.
You got music or anything?
We don't have music. We don't. Not this time. We were kind of keeping it low-key this year.
Well, that's probably one of my favorite things about y'all's place is the way you can just walk in.
Yeah.
And it's like... It's not too overwhelming, because I have been there when there's an event going on. You're are we allowed to go in? Can we go over here? But then again, it's like every time I've gone, it's like I could just go get a beer. I'm just gonna go get a beer.
Yeah,
and then someone tells me no, then at least I'll get a beer out of it.
You should get it. But yeah, we'll probably have our outdoor bar open and whatnot. We got 6 taps out there on the outside bar, but the inside's gonna be where it's gonna be happening. On top of having our anniversary party, we're gonna be having our friend. We have a buddy we do a collaboration with every year. Alex Middleton from the Morning Buzz on 94.5 The Buzz.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we make him a beer every year. This will be the 3rd year we make it, and we're making him an IPA this year. So they'll be out there entertaining us from like noon to like 5, doing their podcast. They'll be live doing their podcast there, and
that's awesome.
That usually brings a lot of cool people out, a lot of cool faces. You know, people from. He's got a big following called the Gravy Gang, and all those folks come out. And it's massive family, our guests and regulars, and with their guests, it turns out to be a big party. I mean, people are pretty much blitzed by the time we get around 4 or 3 o'clock. They're out of it, but it's a good time. It's safe. Everybody's safe. Everybody Ubers home, all that good stuff. It's very safe. But
because your location is very family friendly.
Oh yeah,
I would say, and you have a disc golf course. So like I just remember the first time I didn't realize I had a disc golf course. We're hanging out, and all these people started walking out of the woods, and I was like, where are we now? And then you see they have these backpacks. I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, it's a disc golf. And I was like, I get it now. There's not people living in the woods.
No.
Because I work at 300 with Dallas and them, and the bowling alley.
Yeah, right on.
And people would come out of the woods, and people were living there, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. Speaking of 300, we're on tap there.
Yeah, I
think
know.
we have the blonde there and something else, but yeah, blonde.
You have the blonde, and I think that's it for right now.
Because I know they were talking about getting the brunch. I don't know if you had the brunch yet. The Southern
brunch
brunch
is so good.
It's nice, dude. It's a real orangey, and it's a good time.
Yeah, you have a lot of good beers.
Yeah.
So, and I'm really excited about this one celebrating the 15th.
Yeah, dude, you should come out. I hope you come out. You have time. We're gonna, like I said, gonna have stuff for everybody. We'll have a face painter for the kids. There'll be some arts and crafts with. We have a friend. Her name is Vivian, and she does a Vivid Luster factory, and she does crafts for the kids. She comes up there. She's a great gal. She works with us. She goes to different breweries. I know she worked at Lone Pint for a while, and she's in the craft community, and we love having her. And she's it's something for the kids. That way, it keeps the kids entertained.
Yeah.
When mom and dad, get relaxed a little. So that's why we try to keep that in mind. And we'll have vendors out there. We have a big market coming out. We're partnering with this new marketing team, markets, so they do like markets, and I think her name Keisha with KDA Markets, and she'll be out there, and they're gonna have the whole outside area covered with vendors and stuff, and just to keep make it an all day event. People stick around, have some beers, go look around, shop around, and we just want to keep the whole idea is try to keep you hostage and keep you there at the brewery all day, dude.
So you guys, I'm trying to see. It's when do you start? When at noon when y'all
noon,
open?
Yeah, noon. It's kind of noon. I think, like I said, that's when Alex and them are gonna kind of take over the tap room and do their podcast and probably hang out for about.
What time do y'all open on Saturdays?
Noon.
Yeah, okay,
that's
what I figured.
And then with the new laws and stuff, we can and not that we promote that, but we don't condone it or whatever. It's up to you. But if we do have an event that starts early, like we have a 5K in the summer, and we can pour beer at 8 a.m. So it's legally we can pour beer at 8 a.m. on Saturday, and then Sunday I think it's like 10 or 9. I can't remember.
I've been there when we go to bowling tournaments.
Yeah.
And it's like we're the only ones like, y'all want a beer? It's like I'm kind of nervous.
Sure.
I gotta let loose at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm like,
why not, man? I have a friend that he works at what's the other bowling alley? Time to Spare.
Time to Spare, man.
And he goes,
That's
he works in the kitchen. Friend Sean, and he'll be in the kitchen. He goes in and he'll see people, like you said, they're having a league or something. And they're having some drinks at 9 a.m. or whatever. And it's like, hey, teach their own, man. Have a good time. Yeah.
But so I just to let the listeners know, we're on Facebook and YouTube, Mornings of the Lone Star right now, live broadcasting this. And then if on those, in the description, I put a link to the event. So if you want to know more information about coming up on the 18th for the Southern Star Brewery 15th anniversary, it's all there. Mm-hmm. So now that we got that out of the way, we're promoting it. Yeah. Guys, it's free. They do events all the time. If anything, if you're bored ever in Conroe, Montgomery County, and you want to try some beer and hang outside, because it's been beautiful recently.
Oh, dude, it's getting nice.
So it's like, just look up Southern Star's Brewery website. I put the website on the link too. It's like they have events all the time that are so different. And I know actually, we're not going to talk about it, but people find you recently due to an event. Mm-hmm. So I want to give a quick shout out to you guys at Southern Star, because it was so funny because people were texting me who don't live here. They're like, "Hey, I saw you in the news." Like, and he's like, "Didn't you listen?" Because we used to live right across the street.
Sure.
And so every time friends would come in, we always took them to Southern Star, and it was so funny. And I was like, well, at least their beer's still good. So no one's really going to complain that much.
No.
So if their beer wasn't good, I could see it being bad news. But the beer's still good, so who cares? And so I got some questions for you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
My mother and my father went to Southern Star for the first time like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. They had, I think it was some nonprofit was doing something there.
Was it? Oh, geez, was it
There's
the,
a lot.
the community assistant?
Yes.
Yeah, they were great. Courtney's great. She's the gal that head up the thing. She was great.
And so they went, and my mother calls me, and she's like, "What beer should I get?"
All of it.
And I was like, "Well, it's my mom, and she likes like Soul."
Oh, nice.
So that's her favorite beer.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, "Oh, try these." And then she came out telling me her favorite was the strawberry blonde.
Nice.
And I was like, "Did you try the brunch?" And she's like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "Because she can only drink so many before she falls asleep." So
it's okay.
It's okay, Mom. It's okay. But she really likes the strawberry blonde. I go, "Well, lucky you. You can buy that in the store."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah. I think it's at Kroger, H-E-B. I feel like I saw it at H-E-B."
Yeah, and if you're ever in Total Wines, dude, Total Wines got a great selection of our stuff. Total Wines, Kroger's, H-E-B, Specs. I think even now, Walmart is carrying us now.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
man.
so Walmart, if everybody goes to Walmart, so find the blonde in there for sure. I think.
Strawberry blonde is really good. I like the brunch is really good, and pretty much every time I go to you guys, I actually have a ticket in my wallet.
Nice,
I've been saving.
Save it, and I got to tell you something about that. We're going to kind of do away with those.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, you better use it. Yeah, use
man.
it. I mean, we'll make an announcement. On our social media, we'll make an announcement that we're going to kind of do away with those. We're just going to a different direction, streamlining things, making it easier for go in and out, and because people enjoy doing a tab, like giving them the card and doing a tab is just easier for folks and having not to deal with tickets and whatnot. But that's down the road that we're going to switch that up. Yeah, we're going to switch that up here.
Yeah, because if people don't know, like you guys, the location's on North Fraser, and it's right after League Line.
Yeah.
If you're heading north.
Right.
And then you guys basically have a brew house, like you brew the beer there, and then you guys have a whole, I wouldn't call it a courtyard. It's like a field.
Yeah. Like
that has an outdoor.
A massive stage, yeah.
It has a stage, but it has like an outdoor, what do you call it?
Outside
like,
bar, yeah. We got 6
there's a
taps
bar,
out there.
it's
Yeah, six taps out there.
And then you have a bar on the second floor
Yep.
of the brew house, so you can actually look down at the brewing. You can see people do it. And then you'll have like massive tables there, so there's games, like because I see people playing board games, and you have trivia night there.
We have trivia every Thursday. Is trivia night,
Yeah.
man. We have a great craft quiz company. My buddy, and in fact, me and Trent, we teamed up and we made a podcast together. So that's how we met each other, through him working at the brewery with doing his trivia nights. He's fantastic, man. He's great. He comes up. We can. I worked with another trivia company beforehand, and they weren't up to giving like theme nights. So Trent, he'll make a custom theme night for us. Like if I want a 90s custom theme night, he'll do that for me, and he's great. But yeah, we do trivia on Thursdays, and we try to do live music on Fridays sometimes, depending. It just depends right now.
Weather's been weird.
And then Saturdays is just where we have our brewery tours. You can check out the brewery from 2 and 4 o'clock. We have tours. You can check it out. And then Sunday right now, man. Sunday's great for us because we do crawfish every Sunday.
What?
Yes. Crawfish every Sunday. It's a great deal. I think it's $35 for like 4 pounds, and you get a free beverage. When you buy that deal.
$34 you said? Or 35?
35.
Okay.
35.
I was like, what an odd number. 34.
Yeah, no, 35. And it's my buddy Daryl, D's Cooking. You can follow them on social media.
Okay.
D's Cooking, Instagram. It's him and his wife, Christina, and they are fantastic folks,
That's not
man.
a bad deal.
I met them 2-3 years ago, and they're great, man. I don't do crawfish, but I do his. I eat his crawfish.
I was going to ask you what your favorite crawfish place is here.
No, and he's kind of slept on because nobody knows about this guy. He's a small time guy, and don't sleep on him, man. It's spicy. He throws pickles in.
So
You ever had a Cajun pickle? Oh my God, his pickles are they're spicy. They're in the thing, and it's crazy. Yeah.
So that's Sundays.
Sundays.
Until y'all
Come see it.
announce.
Until Father's Day. And then Father's Day we have a big blowout. We usually have a nice Zydeco band or something on Father's Day to close out crawfish season for us because we got to put it into it because you could go all year, but we put it into it. Yeah,
I get you.
But crawfish, dude. Sundays is what come out on Sundays. That's a great day.
Just people are not new to. Or who are new to Southern Star, y'all do food trucks and stuff. So check out their social media. I put it all in there. I put the Instagram in there, guys, on the description. So they always post stuff that's really interesting and going on. Like one thing though, I have to ask. I'm gonna show our audience because I'm on your Instagram right now. Sure. So I'm showing them your Instagram. Y'all do some great shots here. This hoppy elixir that is water.
Yes,
that tastes hoppy.
It's got a hint of hop in there. It has like a citrus feel to it from the hop. What it is, it's like a Topo Chico. And we're trying to.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's just water. So no alcohol.
Yeah,
no
I know.
Alcohol.
I saw that. I was like,
yeah.
So is this stuff you mix drinks with, or
you could? And it's just like how people do with now they do with mineral the Liquid Death. People do cocktails, but you could do the same thing with ours too. You can put it in a cocktail or something.
I'm gonna have to
put
try
some
that.
gin or something.
Because I like some Topo Chico.
Oh, dude, it's nice.
Stuff,
and that one's nice because it gives you it's got a nice bite to it. And people are starting to get into it now. I know that.
Where can I get that?
That one again, Kroger's, HEB.
Okay,
Specs,
so you sell in store.
Sure,
okay.
And then we also have it at the brewery as well too. Anything you see at this grocery store, you have it at the brewery. And any 6-pack, you see the brunch, the strawberry, all that good stuff. And then sometimes we have one-off beers like that one there, the one you have pulled up.
Yeah, I want to show. I'm showing this. I have a great story about that spiced hot chocolate.
Oh, nice, dude.
I can't pronounce it, of course, but that's one of my favorite go-to hot chocolates. And it's funny when I saw this picture, I laughed because my dog ate a whole disc of it.
No, dude.
And I was like, she's gonna die.
It's a wrap.
This is bad.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at it. We looked it up, and we monitored her. We took her to the hospital or to the vet. And luckily for her, she only ate what sounded like, I think it was like, I don't know, like a silver dollar size. Because I thought she ate all of it, but it was broken and it was just everywhere.
Dude, that's scary.
But this looks good. I want to try this. It's called the Tejas.
Yeah.
And
hot chocolate. Hot chocolate stout. And dude, it's got a nice little bite of heat at the end of it when it's closing out that finishing finishing
That's my
back note. It's very spicy.
I love that hot chocolate.
It's
man.
nice, dude.
I love
That it's called the actual. That's just they had to switch it up for copyright reasons, but it's the Abuelita.
Yeah.
And Grandma. Yeah. But dude, that stuff is amazing. You'll love
Y'all should
it.
check that out.
Yeah, and we got some of those in the 6-pack. No, I think we're done with draft on that because it was a small run. It was a test, like a small batch. So we're off. There's no more on draft, but you can get a 6-pack. You still get a 6-pack.
Okay.
There's plenty stocked up in our fridges in the tap room there.
Nice.
So $10 a 6-pack.
And yeah, man. So let's talk about you a little bit, Keith, because you do a lot of stuff, and you have your own podcast.
Yeah.
It's called the 52 Podcast.
Yeah.
I put the link to listen on Spotify and all that stuff
man.
in the description.
Thank you.
And y'all have a cool Facebook. Y'all have a cool studio, a lot cooler than mine.
Yeah, we have a good time in there, and we're just big kids. And I always had a vision for a show, and now. I kind of got now everybody's kind of jumping on it. A couple of years ago, I was thinking about because when I watch old 80s movies like John Hughes movies, things like that, those things just take me back to being a kid. So I wanted to have a podcast that kind of reminisced about those things, bringing up today's topics, but then going back to things, taking it back to a movie or something like that. Yeah. So and that's what we talk about. We just talk about nostalgia, being a kid, things that you were into as a kid, and
I feel like I know this guy to the far left.
yeah, the big fella there, Trent. That's my trivia guy. That's our trivia guy, Trent. And
Is he
does music bingo at the firm right here down the street at the firm. He does music bingo, and that's a lot of fun. But he's our trivia guy. He's a craft quiz company. He runs that. And then the gentleman in the yellow shirt there, that's Vinny Zuko. He's a professional wrestler, and you can see Vinny March 25th at the brewery. He'll be wrestling at the brewery March 25th.
Like
wrestling, yeah, like actual WWE, you know.
Oh,
yeah,
what?
man.
So that's March 25th.
March 25th. It's Saturday, so 25th. We're gonna have wrestling at 7 p.m. The doors open at 6. It's in our warehouse. So we clear out the warehouse.
Warehouse?
Yeah, we clear the warehouse out with the cans, and then we put they drop a wrestling right in the middle of the warehouse. You guys come see. It's fun, dude. It's kid friendly.
How much is it? Do you know?
I think it's like $15.
Yeah.
It's kid friendly. It's PG-13. There's no cursing. There's no vulgarity. Like they're
There's
very
no razor blades.
No, they do get a little loose, and they get sometimes somebody will take a hit and somebody's bleeding. But Vinny's a wrestler, a professional wrestler there, and then also Vinny this weekend. If you guys have time this weekend. Vinny and his buddy Ian are throwing a vintage hot rod and chopper show. So if you have anything pre-60s, bringing out a hot rod or a chopper.
Southern Star?
At Southern Star, yeah,
Oh,
man.
geez.
It's a Friday night. We start with live music. We're going to have Warlung out there. It's going to be heavy music. And then Saturday's the car show with Vinny, and it's called the Hollywood Nights Car Show. And then you can follow him on Instagram, Vinny Zuko, Big Bad Vinny Zuko. You can follow him. And then my buddy closest to us is my buddy Johnny Munoz there. Closest to the screen on that photo there, and
shout out to those guys and
great guys, man.
Give it a listen, subscribe. I know I put the link where you can find it. That's on Facebook, the 52 Pod, and stuff like. And you also do artwork. Let's show some people your artwork. Tell me about your artwork. Is this something that do you do the cans, or is this something you do on the side?
This is something I something I do on the side, but I was a few years back when I first started working with the brewery. Dave Hugeron, the owner of Southern Star Brewing. He gave me the opportunity to do a can artwork, and I got to do a can. It was called a Half Nelson, and it was a wrestling themed artwork, and that's what I did. So I did the Half Nelson can, and there's Dave right there. That's Dave.
Hey,
That's Dave. It's 2020 when we were.
Dave Bolt at 300.
Oh, does he?
Hey, we did. I mean, this is probably
okay.
several years ago.
Yeah, and
I think that's how I met
some of
Dave.
the guys from the brewery they bowl too.
Yeah.
I think Fernando and Jordan they go up there and they bowl.
They bowl with me tonight.
Oh, or do they?
Yeah.
Okay, right on, man. Yeah. So Fernando is they work in the warehouse there. Those are great guys. They're very helpful with me at the brewery there. They usually get in the way, but they're good guys. But yeah, so I do the art on the side, and then
That's
like I
cool,
said,
man.
but that's it's just from fun. It's a passion. I've always chased it, but but with real life, there's not enough time. There's not enough hours in the day to do it. It's just life gets in the way, but that's okay. But I do try to keep it going, and I do things. In fact, funny you bring it up, and I should have said this earlier. At the anniversary party, I'm so excited. Our friend San from Tasty Asian, and Dragon
He's
Ball
going to
Z.
be on Friday, I think.
Yeah, he's coming
with
out to
me.
the anniversary. He's got something special for us
Always
as far as
something
food. Something he wants to. He's excited to talk about, and I don't want to ruin it for him, so I'll let him do it. But he is going to be at our anniversary party. He'll be there present with food. But we don't know
the
yet.
food truck's going to be there?
Yeah, it's he's got something he wants to share with everybody that he's going to share, but it's something that we're going to.
Oh, a special announcement.
Yes.
I get it.
I'll let him do it.
I get it
But
now.
but yeah, and so we collaborated together and we did these shoes. I don't know if you saw the sneakers. They're Dunks. They're Nikes. They're very they're orange and blue and yellow. Anyway, I did his logo, his company logo on the shoe, and then
You talking about the Dragon Ball Z shoes?
Yeah, the shoes I made those. Those are the shoes I painted for him. He has like multiple pairs that he.
Hold on, I want to look this
yeah,
up.
check those out, man.
Out.
Yeah, Son, he came with me. He's like, hey, man, I want to make a shoe. It brands my restaurant, the Dragon Ball Z, and we want to give them away and do like.
Because I remember seeing those,
raffling.
and I was like, how do you even make shoes like that?
Yeah, he's a creative guy, and I like him, man. He's got all kinds of ideas, and we're always kicking on.
He just posts way too much.
Yeah,
he's
is
this it?
There you go.
Look at this, guys. Look at that.
Yeah, and those are handmade. I made the check was the Nike check was orange initially. We made those yellow, and then we put the logo of Dragon Ball Z, and then the other logo, the circle logo. I don't know what that is. I think it's an anime thing, and
That's from Dragon Ball. That's from
I'm
Dragon
ignorant
Ball.
to that stuff. Yeah, so
It's on their shirt.
Yeah,
I forget. That was back in the day.
Yeah, I'm a little ignorant to that stuff. I wish I knew more about it, but Son usually schools me on what's going on with the anime stuff and whatnot.
That's funny.
So. But yeah, we collaborated on that. So I do things with him, and then there's other things that pop up, and like I said, I love keep chasing the dream of the art. That's the end goal. It was some point to retire and to do art for the rest of my life. Hopefully, we'll see.
There you go.
But hopefully we're living right now. We're living on the dream of hopefully this podcast stuff takes off. But that's just those are nice dreams to have. But the podcast is a lot of fun, man. We talk about.
You could be like those guys in Houston that got hit by a car.
That could help too, huh?
Yeah, did you see that?
No,
you didn't see that. Let me see if I can find it for you. So these guys were recording a podcast in Houston. I forgot where it was. But they're like at a coffee shop, and a car gets clipped, and you see it in the background. Let's see if I can find it real quick.
Yeah,
I want to show a video of this. It's pretty crazy, like it, because you just see them talking. Yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can show the audience this one right here. Let me look at this.
No, man!
Look at that. Boom.
Oh, you can't buy that kind of advertising.
Yeah, so they're kind of airtime. And they do a whole thing. Like they walk out, they're like, "What's going on?" The cops show up and they're like, "Yeah, we're recording this podcast."
Whoa, dude! That's a great angle. That's a great angle.
Yeah.
Man.
But yeah, so you just need to do that. What I would suggest doing is film it in the can room. Well, all the cans and all the cans fall
on you,
and then there you go. And be like, "Oh, what happened?"
Yeah, we can make that happen. No, I was very fortunate. You were talking about the studio. I'm very fortunate that Dave's my boss, Dave, and the owner and the CEO of Southern Star. There, he's the nicest guy in the world, and he. I said, do you mind if we use this conference room? If we need to clean it up or whatever, we can do it. And he said, yeah, man, go for it. No, but we don't use that anyway. We kind of, when we have meetings now with important folks that come to the brewery, we kind of have it in the tap room. So that room is kind of just for us to do day-to-day stuff, printing or whatever. So he's like, yeah, you can use it. So we just took a little corner of the conference room there, and that's where we record our podcast. And we kind of made that little corner, a little nook, our own. And we have cameras now, and Angel, our producer, we can't make the show without Angel. He's a great producer. He taught me a lot of stuff because I don't know anything about technology. I just know how to run my mouth. I don't know how to plug things in, or I just know how to unplug. But yeah, he's great. Angel's great with the producing part, and like I said, it's just something we've been wanting to do for a long time. And like I said, me and Trent had been talking about it for a while, so he's like, "Man, let's just do it. Let's stop talking about it. Let's just do it, man." But yeah, give us a listen, man. We're dorks.
The 52 podcasts.
And granted. Heads up, there's a little bit of cursing, and that's just because because
I was like, man, I want to air it here, but
I know, dude.
RFM is
I get it. We just, and it's not because we don't do it for shock value. We don't. It's just it happens because just in conversation, because we try to make this happen like you're just having a conversation at the end of the bar, kind of thing. Because you're just
you BSing with your friends,
yeah. And but it happens, and it's not on purpose. Like it's not for shock value because we're not that kind of show where we want to cuss just to cuss. It just happens. It just happens when you get into a conversation or you're passionate about what you're arguing about or whatever. It happens. But it's a good time, man. We have a good time.
So, because I'll talk about movies, it sounds like.
Yeah. So right now what we did, so what I like doing is I like talking about topical stuff that's happening now, kind of like the Murdahl murders, the Murdahl.
I don't know anything about that. My wife is obsessed with it, but.
So we got into it because of the Netflix series. I mean, my wife knew. See, my wife's big into the thing. I got to be careful because she'll take me out, and she knows how to cover it up because she watches all these murders shows and crime shows, so she knows how to cover it up. To my wife Jennifer, yeah, my wife Jennifer there. But so anyway, with her, she was showing me, like, check this out, and she showed me it happened. They were on Dr. Phil a couple years ago, and then it started coming. They have a Netflix series now for the Murdahl murders. So we got into that. So what I like to take a topical thing that's happening now. and kind of merge it in with something that I grew up watching. Like, for example, I merged it with, you ever seen 12 Angry Men?
Yeah.
So that's what so we
It's a
talk
great
about
play.
being on a
Great movie.
jury and things of that. So we kind of tied in with what's going on. For example, also another one was like,
Well, I don't think that guy used a knife you bought from a
no,
convenience
not from
store.
no. But it's just funny to bring it around, like,
Didn't
how,
he use like a shotgun or something crazy like that?
Oh yeah, he used a couple of things. But
Did they ever? I'm sorry to interrupt. I have no idea anything about this.
Yeah.
And if people are tuning now, it's Mornings Lone Star. I'm talking to Keith.
Amador.
Amador.
It's all good,
Amador.
man.
I want to say but it's Amador,
Yeah.
Southern Star Brew. And I were just chatting. So like my wife was talking about it, and she tried to explain it to me in under like 5 minutes, and I was like, so wait a second. This dad killed his family, like part of his family. Like, was he insane, or is he like? Did he have a double life where he had another family and he was just trying to get rid of this one? But she never really answered me. So like, was he just insane?
No, he was a guy that was he was a lawyer, and his family was
So he's somewhat bright.
Oh, he was
because he's a lawyer.
Yeah, he was. I know he had issues with the opioids and whatnot, and I know he had his own demons and whatnot.
So
but
he didn't hallucinate it.
No. The thing is about it. I never. There's a reason why I never used Snapchat, and there's a reason because Snapchat. So his son that was murdered in these murders. His son Paul. They had a boat wreck a couple years back, and because of Snapchat, it kind of gave away that he was the driver on the boat, and then Snapchat got his dad, the guy that Murdaugh, Alec Murdaugh, because he was on the Snapchat. Put him at the place of the murders in the kennel. It was like it happened in the kennels on their land.
Okay, so there's a huge story to this.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Well,
But
I just want to know if he just went insane or he was trying to cover up another cover up to cover up to another cover up.
There's a lot of covering up. Yep.
Yeah, and I was like, what drives a father to do that?
Yeah,
and so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, they've had a what is it called? Like the maid had a maid, and she mysteriously fell down some stairs and. It's the thing is they had a lot of that.
Thank you,
family,
Netflix.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, check it out, dude. It's really good. But it was just a sketchy thing, and it's South Carolina, and nothing wrong with the South. But I'm just saying, but he was a big lawyer, and they kind of ran the town, kind of thing, and it was just it's an interesting story though. It is, despite all that, it's absolutely interesting.
I'll check it out. Yeah, she watched it. She showed me the last. She wanted to show me the last like 30 seconds of it because apparently. It has a great ending where he's on the phone in the jail, and he's like, "Is this going to be a Netflix series?"
He goes, "I hear it's going to be on Netflix." Yeah. It's
oh man,
it's great though. But so I try to mix in something like that. We discussed that because all the guys on the show pretty much are into that kind of vibe, like the First 48, those kind of TV shows, those crime shows. We're into that stuff, so we talk about that, what's going on now, and then kind of
Perry Mason just came out. That's a crime show.
Yeah, I like Perry Mason. I used to like. That actor, but I like the old stuff, like the black and white TV.
I like Perry Mason.
The old stuff. I like that.
Have you seen the newer one on HBO?
I didn't know there was a new one.
Yeah, so they did something a little different where the first season he's not a lawyer.
Oh.
Not PI. He's a lawyer, but then he becomes a PI at the end.
Right on.
And that's what Perry Mason is.
Okay.
That's because I think I got that reversed. He was a PI, and then he becomes a lawyer. But because if everyone knows about the old series, I think it was all his lawyer.
Yeah.
And but yeah, so it's really good. I really enjoyed.
Check that out.
You need to check it out. It's really good. It's well acted and it's pretty entertaining. I haven't seen the new season came out. We were busy watching The Last of Us. And
I couldn't get. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, and I hear a lot of good things. I just haven't had a chance.
Well,
to watch
one thing I would say, I'm conditioned now to binge watch stuff, and waiting a week to watch stuff.
Not good.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I get you.
And
I'm struggling right now.
You're good because you're waiting. So I would wait. The finals coming out this Sunday, so it's like, just wait it out, man.
I'll blast through them because right now I'm dealing with that right now with the Mandalorian. That just
came
started,
out.
so
New
I
episode today.
have to wait. So I mean, I got to catch up
that
today.
Pedro last name out of camp.
Pascal, I think it's
Pascal.
yeah,
Pascal.
yeah.
The actor.
Great.
He's going all over the place
he's
now.
great, man. He's everywhere, dude. He's a hell of a guy, a hell of an actor. But yeah, that's my addiction right now is the Mandalorian. It's back, and I don't know if you ever saw the Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Boba
I did.
Fett,
The Book of Bubba.
Yeah, I didn't know
Book of Bubba.
Yeah, the Bubba. I didn't know if you watched that one, but it was okay. I think it was just okay. It wasn't as good as
all
the
that stuff. When you're saying the Mandalorian is the best thing they got, to me that's not really a good thing because it's just a Western, so of course
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then everything else they've done with Star Wars has like been terrible.
Yeah, it kind of went downhill after. I did enjoy the Adam Driver character. What's his name?
I mean, he's a good actor. So
and that's why I like him
that.
so much. Yeah, I like him so much. He's great. I mean, I don't know if you ever seen. There's a one. It's on Netflix as well. It's called White Noise. And it's good. It's about.
Is he in it?
He's in it. He's great.
It?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's great, man. He's a great role. It's a weird movie. It's very artsy, but it's cool. I think you probably would dig it. It's White Noise. It kind of predicted because they filmed it a couple years ago, and it kind of predicted the train wreck in Ohio.
Oh, jeez.
So not predicted, but it was just it was coincidental. It happened in the same town near Ohio. Kind of that in the show. It was just coincidental. It's just weird how movies and art works like that, you know. But yeah, I can't get off Netflix, man. I got a crazy addiction with the Netflix stuff. And
That's
the
worth
TV
it,
shows.
man. It's cheap
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
hell, so it makes sense. Everyone's always complaining about price increase. I'm like, you got all these shows at their fingertips on all your devices for like $15 a month. Get over it.
Yeah, and then also if you ever get a chance, check it out. It's called Tubi, and I'm always plugging Tubi on our podcast because I want a sponsorship from Tubi. But it's a free app on your TV, and
Oh yeah,
they got all the
yeah,
classic
yeah,
TV
yeah.
shows,
Who
man.
owns Tubi? Because I know like this is what I love, the evolution of streaming. It's like there's a major streamers, and then they buy these free streaming services that's associated with. So for example, like Amazon bought IMDb.
Right on.
And then IMDb had like a streaming service called IMDb TV.
Right on.
And they're like, oh, well, we want to keep that, but we still have Amazon, Prime.
Right.
But it's like, we're going to change your name to Freevee. But it's just like, well, you have two channels now. Like, what's going on? And why would you even want to do that? Why don't you just make shows free on Prime that are like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And Tubi, I know Tubi's
Check
the same
it out,
way.
man, dude. And that's where I watch a lot of my vintage shows. Like they got like Sanford and Son on there. They have what is that other show? Andy Griffith's show. I like those old wholesome shows.
Fox
man.
owns it.
Oh, Fox owns it. Okay.
So that's probably why they don't have a streaming service.
Yeah, I love those old time shows, man. I love like just all those old school shows or bring so many memories back. Coming home from school, you walk in from school and it's on TBS, and you would watch Andy Griffith when you come home. I would, sometimes you watch Saved by the Bell. All those cool shows, I love those. Watching those back now, and it's just weird how you could do some things back then. Now you can't get away with certain things on TV now. It's just
I think it's funny. I think that connects to why they're redoing so many things because it's like, hey, this is already proven that it's acceptable.
Yeah, it works. Yeah,
we can do certain shows. Certain shows you probably really couldn't do.
Yeah.
But I think that's why they do a lot of remakes because it's like we don't want to be able to adapt to things faster.
Yeah.
But now we already know what we're going to be doing, so we're never going to be in those areas where 4 years down the road, we totally messed that up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a formula there that works, and like I said, I like the shows like the Brady Bunch and all those things, man, were just so good for me growing up, and I don't know, I just enjoyed watching those, man. It's just like,
well, what's interesting about a lot of like the remake stuff is I never realized a lot of things how big it was.
right.
Because like I remember just growing up and I just watched it and then it was fun and then I grew out of it and never paid attention. Like a great example is Power Rangers.
Nice.
So Power Rangers was like the go-to show for like a year for me, right? And then I grew out of it. But then I was reading an article about like they're doing some 25 anniversary where it's this huge episode.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
is that show still on the air?
I didn't even know that.
And then I looked and they have like 15 seasons of Power Rangers, and it's all different types of power. I'm like, I didn't even know this existed.
Me neither.
And it blew my mind. And I don't think there's sequels to. Now they have Fuller House and Full House, and
yeah, I saw those. Those are,
but that's not as big. I didn't realize how big Power Rangers was, man.
Neither did I.
It's wild.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't know. I'm gonna go check on look into that because like I said, I didn't know that there was still a thing. I didn't know Power Rangers was still a thing. But I guess it is as far as the podcast stuff, we try to do that. We try to bring back the old stuff and talk about the old things that were.
Any conspiracy theories? I'm a huge conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, if you want to talk conspiracy theories, my buddy Vinny, he doesn't believe we went to the moon. He doesn't believe that.
I believe that.
Hey, he says that we didn't do that. He goes,
like
maybe
that.
now with SpaceX now. He goes, I think with SpaceX we see more things. They're more transparent and you can see stuff. He goes, but I don't believe NASA back in the 60s. He goes, I don't believe we did that. I said, so I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
I like
man.
it.
I don't know. I dig it, man. I love SpaceX. Elon Musk, man.
I think
he's my favorite.
I always wondered is they always say like, oh, we have hundreds of satellites up there,
right?
And I'm thinking to myself, well, how do they get up there, right? Like, and then because most of the time when a rocket goes to space, there's something advertised about it.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's like, so did I just miss over hundreds of advertisements of rockets going to space, or they just say we're only going to announce this one every 30.
Yeah, I get that. And for me, I always said, the thing when people tell me it's not real, the always thing for me was they have these. I guess to keep the lie going, they have all these things with all these workers, and I guess they put all that out there, like what is it? Like Houston, like the Houston thing, where they're at, the mission control with all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like all those folks, like, are they in on the lie too? Like, why would you put all those people in on the lie if it's not real? I don't know. I like to believe, and I like to be.
I think it's fun.
Yeah, I like to believe it's real. And watching, they had a launch a couple weeks ago. I think it was like March 1st. They had a launch of the SpaceX to go. The guys are going back to the space station, and I love watching.
You love
stuff.
how NASA now basically Ubers to the space station.
Yeah, I know, right? To the little car and the little Tesla.
Well, no, they basically don't want to send themselves anymore. They're like, "Hey, SpaceX, we'll pay you.
Take us up there.
Take us up there,
Gotcha.
man." But can you imagine living next door to the launch pad stuff, and it's like every day something's going off? Like, come on,
dude,
man.
I'd love it, dude. I would love
My property value shot way down.
I would love it, dude. I find that fascinating. Space and deep sea fascinate me, man. Because I don't
scares the hell out of me.
Because we don't know what's down there, man. Especially with like all the creatures in the deep sea. Gets me all the time, dude. It creeps me out. The little guy with the little light.
I mean, I've seen the Meg, so I know what's under whatever they call that. The crust.
Yeah, dude.
I remember that movie was awesome.
Dude, it's a scary thing. Like I said, those things just baffle my mind. I can't wrap my head around. I love space is a big thing. So when Elon Musk took over the SpaceX thing, and you could see more things, and people say that's fake too, because they say it's always.
People are people, man.
Yeah,
I love
okay.
it. I love
it's cool.
it.
I dig it. I don't mind it. It's just I like to think that we're up there. I like to think we're up there exploring things and figuring things out.
Well, I think what the scariest thing about that kind of stuff is, so far with space exploration, we haven't seen something so immediate that immediately affects our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen like the technology to build to get there that's helped us, but then it's like we haven't found like a material that is a whole new fuel source or something like that.
You got it.
So
right.
most people, that's why they're skeptic. Like it's like, well, think about what have we proven that we go to the moon? What are we gonna do on the moon?
Yeah.
Can't breathe there. What's the point?
Right.
But once they find something like that, it's like, oh hey, by the way, we're introducing this whole new thing. And it's like, this is going to change how the future of mankind.
I get that, dude. Like,
but they're never going to do it.
System.
They're never going to do it. It's all fake.
It's all fake. It's all in the studio, huh? Chili Peppers were right, huh?
Yeah.
It's a Hollywood basement. Yeah.
I think that's why some people have a hard time. It's like, because it takes something like that, and then of course you're going to have the offset of people like, well, y'all just made that. You've been holding on to it.
Yeah.
And that's how you're introducing it, because you found it on Mars.
Well, it was one of my friends or one of my uncles. He's like, yeah, after they found the aliens, we then that's when Velcro came out and microwaves started happening. It's like something, that they left technology here. Yeah.
Well, that was all the technology they developed while trying to figure out how to go to space.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, can you imagine going, I bet you're college educated to the point where you're a scientist or whatever, and they're like, the government's like, okay, we got to put together a team of going to space. Who do we get? We don't even have schooling for that.
Right.
We have, studies, but it's like
there's
no one knows what to make the ship out of.
Right.
And you have that first guy is like, hey, you ready to get into this spaceship?
Yeah, right.
It's like, well, we put a monkey in it. That the monkey lived.
Oh yeah, he made it, dude.
Okay, I guess I'll get in. Like, I hope it works.
It's I like I said, space is something that I can't. It's just I love it, dude. I can't get enough of it. And movies and what's it? There was oh goodness, I forget what it's called. But it just like I said, back to the thing. My friend Johnny, that's on the show with us. He lives out in New Waverly in the middle of nowhere, and he's so upset with Elon Musk right now because. What's that? What's the cable that Elon has? It's
the cable.
He's got a cable, like a cable, like internet.
Starlink.
Starlink, yes. And my buddy Johnny's always complaining. He's like, dude, this guy is so brilliant, but I can't get my cable doesn't work there in Waverly because I can't get a signal. I don't have internet out there, and it's just like
you use a Starlink?
Yeah, he paid a nice chunk of change for it.
It's like $100 something a month.
He paid a good chunk. He did it when it first came out, so it was just like he paid a nice chunk of money, and he's just still upset that they.
Well, you're using it all in Ukraine. That's where all the bandwidth's gone.
That makes sense. Then.
So
makes sense.
But yeah, so I forgot that he had Starlink. That sucks that it's not working in New Waverly.
Nope, it's not working for him. He's mad because he's got a daughter and his wife, and they can't watch. They can't watch.
My brother lives
stream,
east of Cleveland, and like they didn't for a while. they had like use their cell phone to watch TV. And
That's a nightmare, dude.
So,
Like I said, luckily, we live close to the city. We're not too far. We live off of 1314, so our internet is really
Standard.
nice. Oh, we got it. We're good. Yeah, we're good. We have a strong connection out there.
that's funny, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
but yeah, no, I'll check out Tubi, I guess, and
great,
then
dude. Great
you
shows.
guys who are listening should check out the 52 podcast and
Yeah,
Southern Star
yeah.
Brewery and stuff like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, check us out, man. Well, the thing is, we like I said, we're lucky enough that we have our little room there, a little nook there at the brewery there, and we're very grateful for that. And right now, we're all grumpy right now on the podcast because we're doing the Hard 75, where it's 75 days with no alcohol, and you're working out and you're eating right, and so we're almost coming to the end of it, but we're very
How
grumpy
do you
on the
do
show.
that working at Southern Star?
It's hard. It was hard. The first week was tough, not doing it. Then after that, it kind of became second
Well,
nature.
don't you like have to taste test?
Yeah, we do, but you just spit it out. You got a little swish it, then you shoot it out. Yeah, get rid of it.
That's why I don't like wine drinkers. Like, why would you ever want to
just
spit
drink
it out?
Yeah,
Why
just
would you
drink
want to spit it
yeah,
out?
just drink it, man. I love working there. It's a good time, man. We meet so many new folks and friends, and every year we meet new people with new events, and it's just a good time right now. It's busy time. It's just now, like you said, the days are getting longer now. Business is going to get better.
Yeah.
We can open the outside bar and keep it open. But yeah, it's the podcast stuff. It's a good time. We do cut loose. We just like to cut loose and just be silly and just be ourselves. But yeah, everybody's grumpy right now because of there's been no alcohol. But I think we're done with our Hard 75 on. In fact, on the anniversaries when we're done with our Hard 75, so we'll be able to have a couple
That's a good
beverages,
lineup right there.
good beverages, and stuff. But actually doing it this long for 75 days, you kind of forget about it. It's like, I forgot about having a beer or something like that. You forget about it. You get into a routine of going to the gym and eating your chicken, your proteins every day.
Your leaves.
Yeah, your leaves and your chicken. So it works out well. But yeah, it was a challenge. One of my buddies on the podcast, Johnny, threw down. He's like, "Hey, let's do this Hard 75 thing."
It's called Heart or Hard?
Hard.
So Hard 75
Yeah,
days.
Hard 75, and then for Johnny, if you look at the photos on the podcast, he's the guy he's got the muscles, so it's easy for him.
The guy with the terrible ideas.
Yeah, because he's got the muscles, man.
Yeah. I'm
He's
already
got the-
doing this. So I'll win this.
Yeah,
or
I'll win this. So, but I've been hanging in there with him. But it's like I said, sometimes it gets tough, the eating, because it gets boring. It gets repetition with the chicken. It's usually chicken and rice or chicken and something, a vegetable,
Yeah.
and it gets just like, it gets
Why
long in the
can't they
tooth.
just make injections?
I wish, man.
That'd be tight.
I wish, yeah.
Just inject it in your neck. You're like, I'm eating.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
I'm eating,
good.
man. No, it's tough, man. It's a tough. But we're almost, like I said, we're almost done. Like I said, I'll probably keep going with the eating correctly because it's really helped, and it helps you sleep better at night and all that good stuff. So I'll probably keep going.
So
with
they say.
That's what they say. Yeah.
They also said we went to the moon.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what we're there, dude. I think we got the flag is still there. I think it's still there. I think it's still there. But man, we just get after it on the podcast, man. It's a good time, and we should have you come on, man. We could chit chat and we can get loose.
I'm gonna have a beer when I'm there.
Oh, we can, and I will with you too. We'll get
Okay.
loose.
Okay.
We've had, dude, if you don't mind me saying this, it's been a great time with the podcast. Like one of our first interviews, and I was so honored to do this interview. I have a buddy named Ivan, and he works closely with Senator Crichton. So I had our state senator Crichton on our podcast. That was really cool, and we didn't. There was
mysterious Senator Crichton.
yeah, and we talked no politics. We talked good times, being a kid. We talked about because our question on our podcast, our go-to question for every guest that comes on the show is like, are you Team Sissy or Team Pam from Urban Cowboy? So if you're an Urban Cowboy fan, the movie, you have to choose a side.
I haven't seen that movie in 20
Ages.
years.
Yeah, I watch it on a regular weekly basis. It's
Team
one of my
Sissy. Who plays Sissy?
Sissy is what's her name? Good Lord, I'm drawing a blank here. She's a Sissy. God, dog.
I'll look it
what's
up.
her name? Yeah, and then Team Pam. Pam was I can't remember her name. She was in a movie with Chevy Chase called Funny Farm. Yeah, that's that question we drop on everybody when they come to the podcast. That's one of the main ones.
What'd you call the movie?
Urban Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy.
Urban
I don't know
Cowboy.
why I'm looking up Rhinestone.
No,
Sylvester
right, that's
Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton. That's another
Yeah,
one.
that's
of my
what I thought you were talking about.
That's one of my favorites.
So we
man.
had Deborah Winger.
Deborah
Sissy,
Winger. There you go. Sissy
And Madeline Smith
as
is Pam.
Yeah, and that's what the question always drop on people is like, what team are you on?
And I'd be like, oh, Bud.
but right, yeah, but John Travolta, he's awesome. But no, so we do that, and for the most part, it's people usually go with Sissy. Sissy is usually the favorite. I was always Pam. Pam was always my favorite because she was a city girl. She was a city gal. Yeah, she was a city gal. She lived in the city, and she was great. She lived off of Daddy's money, and she was awesome. But if you watch the movie, it's a good movie, man. It's a classic.
I'll
man.
check it out.
John Travolta did all the dancing. He's such a talented guy, man. He can dance, man. Dude's got some skills, man.
Multi-talented.
Yeah, very great actor, man. I like when he got revived his career with Pulp Fiction. He came back with that. That's like when he came back. He was gone for a while. He came back with Pulp Fiction. He was killer.
I think he was gone for like 10 years.
That's
not that long in Hollywood.
Yeah, and it's well,
I don't know.
Yeah,
because
what you call it also went away too. I don't know if you know Brendan Fraser. He went away for a little while too. He went away for about 10 years as well, and he came back. And The Whale. Have you seen The Whale?
No, I haven't.
Dude, The Whale is amazing. His acting is. Whew.
I know Aaron Aronofsky directed it.
Yeah,
he's a weirdo.
Yeah, it's a great ending. And he also revived the career of that same director. Revived the career of Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler. Oh, dude, The Wrestler's great. We watch a ton of movies at the house there. That's all we usually do. And I show my son.
I love movies. We used to do a movie podcast a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Called Ticket Stub here with the
nice.
general manager at the Grand and then another buddy.
Dude, that's great. Did you still don't do it anymore?
No, COVID hit.
Oh.
So the theater had to close. So he was the general manager and he's freaking out. But he let us do some stuff there. He's a great guy. And that theater, I like that theater. They have all new seats. And
they redid it.
It's more of a movie because I really dislike taverns, like movie taverns.
Oh yeah, me too. I don't dig that
because the lights and everything. Right. It's just kind of like, well, I get it if we wanted just to hang out, but you can't talk. So I don't really like that atmosphere that much. But like that's why I like the Grand because the Grand's dark. You got nice seats and you're good to go.
I go to I love the Grand as well, but I also go to that one in the Woodlands.
XBO.
Yeah, and I love the seats. They recline all that. Does the Grand do that now?
No, that's a whole different.
I love that, dude. I love that spot. I love that place right there. It's on the waterway.
I know what it's called. It's called like EXO or something.
But they got great seats. I love that, and you can book your seat and all that good stuff. I think you can do that at the Grand too. But in fact, during the COVID thing, it's funny you said that. During the COVID thing, we went as a team. I got our team at the brewery. I got them. They had for $100 or $100 and something you could take a whole room. And watch a movie there. And I got the whole team. We got them. What's the movie? Oh goodness, the bowling movie with
Big Lebowski.
Yes, I picked that movie for the team to watch, and they had the whole movie theater to themselves, awesome. And they got to hang out.
Yeah, we watched several movies there.
Oh, you're lucky, dude. I want to see that. I would love to watch.
We did it
movies.
Off hours, so we didn't interrupt anybody else. That was the only downside. It's like, we had to watch the movie at 6 a.m.
Oh,
and I was like, well, I've always wanted to see the original Batman.
Oh wow, dude, that's
so
lucky.
We did that.
Yeah,
because I did a couple of movies. So I was like,
because I hadn't done that.
Theaters is a different experience for certain movies,
especially
like seeing Top Gun, like the newest Top Gun. Like, get out of here! Like, go see it at the theater.
I loved it, man. Did you like it? The new Top Gun?
It was
I loved it, man.
It was a little too broy for me, but
that's true.
They
kind of
with me.
I was hoping they would do the volleyball scene, but they did. They did football. Football.
Yeah,
I like the volleyball scene better, but they're all in jeans. It's classic, man. Classic playing volleyball in jeans.
Yeah, I feel like that movie had like 3 endings. Yeah, so I was like, all right, let's go. Come on, like we get it. Y'all like each other.
Yeah, I loved it, man. I thought it was great. And again, it was one of those things where those nostalgia things that came back. It was a big hit. It was a big movie for a while. Like it was a blockbuster.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it. I like the original Top Gun. I love the music.
Yeah.
And then it was cool. It's kind of scary to see how good Tom Cruise looks.
Yeah.
Because that was the only issue I really had. Like watching the movie was being reminded that he still is flying for the Navy.
Yeah.
In a professional capacity, not a teacher capacity. Right. And knowing how old he is, I was like, "Isn't there a limit?
There's got to be a cutoff.
There's got to like regardless, if you're you're in the best shape of your life, it's like, sorry, you're 45 years old. We can't put you in these machines anymore to go on missions because it's just a rule." And then, that's the only thing that really kind of weirded me out because it's like, all right, so now he's like 60 years old.
Looks fantastic though.
Well, I know, but
he looks like he's.
I just meant like they wouldn't let a 60-year-old fly those
airplanes, right,
unless they're training, and that's different. But it's like, that's the only thing that kind of threw me off because I can't imagine the producers of that movie going like, let's get the whole band back together, and everyone's like, have you seen everybody?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Tom Cruise. I mean,
Val Kilmer was rough, dude. He was like, I felt bad, dude.
Well, that was great because they incorporated that into the storyline.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that, and that's smart. Like if
for sure.
that's how you do that kind of stuff, because he still had an impact in the storyline, and he still had FaceTime on the screen, and it's like, yeah, he was part of the storyline. He got him that job, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, but the Jennifer Connelly character, I was like, this is just a throwaway.
Yeah,
Like,
you didn't need that. You didn't have to have that. You didn't. And like I said, I think it was so cool to see that. To like when the movie started, it popped off with the actual Top Gun song and the Danger Zone thing. It was really cool to get all that nostalgia back, man. It came back. I was like, that's really cool to see, man. But that movie did fantastic. I was going to ask you about another movie. Oh God, I can't remember what I was going to ask you. Kind of thrown off. You got me excited about Top Gun, dude.
Yeah,
And I got
Top
thrown
Gun's
off.
good.
Threw me off, dude.
Well, we only got a couple more minutes,
Sure.
so let's just remind people
for
that
sure.
we got the Southern Star Brewery
Yep.
15th anniversary, March 18th. Open the doors at noon. Free, family friendly.
Yep.
Your beer, all the good stuff, food, all the good stuff, and then people need to check you guys out online to see all the events. Y'all do so much over there. I don't know how y'all even get time to work. To actually make the beer. There must be like a night crew
Taylor
who has to make up for everything y'all do during the weekend, because there's so many people there. And I was like, how do they get anything done here?
Yeah, it's Taylor's our master brewer there. Taylor Gibson does a fantastic job with the beer. That's his part. He kills it. Him and Michelle, the team out there in the warehouse, Aaron, Jordan, Fernando, all those guys are killing it, man. Lauren, they kill it. And then
I'll see those guys tonight, man.
oh, that's right. You'll see them
I'll see them
tonight.
tonight.
And then in the tap room with me is Shayna and Christina. These folks, we work. It's like working with superheroes. We get this place cleaned up. We have these massive events. It's disgusting.
Well,
we
that's what I'm
clean
saying.
up, and we were
That's
back
what I'm
at it the next day.
saying.
We're back at it the
It's
next day.
insane how.
So it's great, man. They're a great team over there, man.
And also don't make sure to check out the 52 podcast.
Yeah, man. Check
and
us
it's
out.
The link, all the stuff we're talking about is in the description on our YouTube and Facebook, so you can find it there. But yeah, Keith, thank you so much for coming
Yeah, man,
in
for sure,
and
man.
talking
Thank
about
you for
it.
asking me. Come in, man.
I'm looking forward to going out there
Heck
next
yeah.
week. And then, people are probably wondering, hey, the St. Patrick's Day, the day before, y'all are doing something special, or is it just
We'll
like
probably keep it low key since we're gonna go
Big up
hardcore
next-
Saturday. Yeah, so we'll probably keep it low key. St. Patrick's Day, but again, it's a return of the Echo and Conroe. If everybody knows who Southern Star is,
I'm
you know who
excited
Echo
about
and
that.
Conroe is. Mexican style lager that's coming back, and then a secret IPA coming out for Alex and the Buzz and those guys, and it's called Darling Like a Marlin 3. Come check it out.
Suck, dude.
Come
They
out, man.
suck. IPAs. If you drink an IPA, I look at you with disgust. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you can drink 2 of those. You need to drink like 30.
Dude, it's back, dude.
So drink the brunch.
Drink the brunch, yeah. No, IPAs are the thing, man. It's the
I know, it's
trending
good.
up. Yeah, no, it's all good. No, it's all good, man.
But thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming
man,
in.
for sure. Thank you.
Guys who are tuning in right now, we're going to be closing out the show. Going back, we got Audience of One coming right here at 10 o'clock. That's going to be with Andrew and I, and then we're on our separate Facebook, YouTube for that. That's a separate show every Wednesday at 10. Tomorrow we do have I have a great guest. I have an author. Brett Hanley's going to be in here, and we're going to be on at around 9 o'clock, same as Keith. But I'll be here at 8 a.m. with the morning show. If you want to be a guest, just reach out to us, morningswithlonestar@gmail.com, or message me on Facebook. We got great people coming up. All of a sudden people are showing up. So I'm excited about it. I've been contacting all the people I want to talk to, especially like Southern Star. I think the 15th anniversary is nuts to me because I feel like it was just yesterday that I read the announcement y'all are moving from the Loop location to this new location. I feel like that happened like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But that location, y'all got the coolest location. I'm glad the 52 podcast is there, though. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Just because having a studio is difficult to manage if people are always there. And now you got a good little nook.
Yeah, got a little nook
and,
there. Thank you, Dave,
yeah.
for that nook. Yeah, thanks, Dave, for that nook.
But yeah, we'll see you guys later. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star here on irlonestar.com.